Hello, my beautiful family, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Before the 90 Days. We are going to get started with Faith and Loren, who are at the market picking out goodies to bring to her family.
If I want to be with Faith forever, it's important that I can make a good impression on them.
Loren is hoping that if all goes well, Faith will take him out of the friend zone. But Faith is nervous. She says she has never brought a man home to her family, which is made up of her mother and twin siblings. Faith's family starts racing out of the house to hug her, and nobody even acknowledges Loren, who is standing there with a pile of wood on his shoulders. Faith has several siblings, including a sister, a pair of twin brothers, and another who identifies as a trans woman. Finally, they take the wood from Loren, and Faith introduces him to her family.
When my sister is in high school, she told me that she is a trans.
When Faith saw that Veah began wearing makeup, that's when the seed was planted in her mind that someday she would do the same thing. They sit down and Faith's family thanks him for the gifts, which I think was just some firewood and a broom. I believe he spent around $5 total. The family all seems excited to be meeting this American man. Mom keeps calling him handsome Loren. That is until they sit down to eat and they see how Loren shovels food into his mouth. Why is he bringing the plate of food to his face like that? And then in his interview, he says it didn't taste good and it was missing something Filipino-y. Are you for real?
I feel like I was missing like a little something. Maybe something Filipino-y.
Sorry, Faith, your mom obviously doesn't know how to cook Filipino food. And Loren would know. He will stick anything in his mouth. Mom asked them how they met, and at this point, the entire family is thinking this is her boyfriend. She tells them they met on a dating site, but right now they're only friends.
Lorenz, love me mo si Faith.
Of course.
Did you understand?
Dili man siya babae.
Loren reassures the family that he isn't attracted to straight women, and he's not attracted to masculine men. He's only attracted to trans women. Despite the family appearing to be very excited about this opportunity for Faith, her mother has always told her do not get a boyfriend because trans women are usually just treated like objects.
My family wants to make sure his intentions are good.
They begin asking about his family and how the family feels about this situation, and he tells them straight up his mom is not in support of him dating a trans woman. She doesn't support it, but he doesn't care. And I believe he doesn't care. This man has no shame.
I want them to see how kind and caring Loren is before I tell them we have a trust issue.
The sisters are wondering what is wrong that you're only calling him your friend. He's saying that he wants to marry you. And she tells them in their native language that she'll tell him later. It's the next day. Loren is out alone, happily shoveling food into his face, blissfully unaware of what is going on. The producer tries dropping a hint that, hey, Faith is probably telling her sisters a lot of different information. And he's like, yeah.
Faith's family completely controls the outcome of our relationship. I'm scared to see what's going to happen.
Faith is with her siblings. They're really confused because they know that Faith has been talking with him for months and that she likes him. So why is she referring to him as her friend?
Magkuan ba mag-ingon nga?
Saan rin man
Nalagi siya oloch.
She tells them that he was having sex with other people and even told her that it was okay for him to do that. Sissy's like, that's not okay. The other one is like, if I was in your situation dating a foreigner, I would just go for it. I would stay in the relationship. But little sister says, no, I'd have to think about it.
Di mo kabayot good, babay mo ka mo nga. Dili mo feel ako bot pasabot sa iya.
She reminds Faith how difficult it is as a ladyboy being able to find a genuine relationship with a guy who takes her seriously. So for that reason, she would give him another chance. She tells Faith that we're not real women, remember?
So dita girl, natay karapatan na to be loved.
Like, dude, do you want Faith just running around with this guy that has gonorrhea? Maybe if Veah knew how flippant he was about having an STD and sleeping around, she wouldn't feel the way that she does.
Nung tinihag tinood, kay lisod ko kayo magpaasa lakag tao.
Oh, yes! When are we gonna get to watch another breakup? I want to see this. Moving on, we're with Vanja, who doesn't look very happy.
He said he doesn't have a romantic attraction to me right now.
Vanja is on the phone with her cousin, giving her a rundown of everything that has happened so far. She's already extremely unimpressed with the plant that he gave her. She thinks it's weird because everyone knows she can't bring it back with her on the plane. Not to mention, it's all wilted.
He seemed like he was head over heels over you. And now he decides he's not attractive to you?
He's been FaceTiming you all this time. He knows what you look like. What game is he playing? Well, you know, I get it. I mean, sometimes it just takes time to build up an attraction for someone. And I'm like, stop making excuses for him. Stop it.
I know you like him. You remember, Vanya, he's been always somewhat inconsistent.
Yeah, not to mention the second his ex gives him a second chance, he drops Vanja like a hot potato. Cousin tells her that he probably has women throwing themselves at him because he's a basketball player, and his ex-girlfriend is probably still in the picture.
He still wants me to meet his friends. That's good. That's a good sign.
It is killing me, seeing her hang on to hope anywhere she can, grasping at straws.
I'm out! I'm literally grasping at straws!
But then she says she wants to hear from them exactly what Bozo has been saying about her and how he feels.
So every situation that I've put myself in, I ended up walking away heartbroken.
It has been hard for her to move on and recover from those heartaches, so right now she is struggling to process what has been happening. Later that evening, Vanja is throwing her clothes all over the place to try to find the perfect outfit. Then Bozo walks in. He tells her that what she has on is perfect, and then it cuts to him telling us that he is confused because now that she's here in person, the connection just doesn't feel the same.
On online, we just clicked like Fred and Barney, like Rocky and Bullwinkle. Like
Okay. Fred and Barney, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and then he gave another example, Thelma and Louise. All of those examples are people who were best friends. It was not a romantic relationship.
But in person, I don't know what it is. She's just different.
I feel so bad for her. He's like, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? Did you sleep okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm kind of going through it right now. I have so many emotions running through me. And he's like,
hey, you cannot believe how bad I feel. Really, didn't want to make you cry or hurt your feelings.
What do you think? Do you think he's actually sorry? I can't tell yet. Because what if it's true that once he met her in person, his feelings did change? That happens, right? I've never been in a long distance relationship, so if you guys have, please put it down in the comments below. When you guys met up in person, was it different?
I told my friends a little bit about Vanja, but didn't go too much into the situation.
Look at that face. This man is not happy. They ask how was the first impression seeing each other, and she's like, wow, I was surprised. He looks better in person. His friends tease him for his height, and honestly, this guy looks like he's 5'8" max. How did he last so long in basketball? His friend quite literally looks like he has gigantism. Also, if it doesn't work with Bozo, she should date Jakov because that man was eating her up with his eyeballs.
So what kind of girls did Bozo used to date in the past?
What kind of girls?
They tell her that his last girlfriend looks a lot like her. Then it cuts to them telling the audience that the first time they heard about about Vanja was last week. Last week. The guy says that Bozo really is the whole package with looks and personality, but Goliath over here thinks she's out of his league.
Is the chemistry the same in real life now in person, the same as it is online?
It's better.
It's better? How are you going to say it's better? How confusing for Vanja. She's like, wow, that is very interesting because yesterday he told me the opposite. He made me cry. Hercules is like, what is wrong with you, bro? He hasn't even kissed me yet.
Whoa. Finally she's here and you don't make a move.
I don't think that this was a very smart way to handle the date. I mean, if he wasn't turned off before, he's definitely going to be now. She asks his friends point blank if he still has feelings for his ex-girlfriend, and she is visibly upset. The anger is starting to trickle through.
No, it is not because I would...
Be honest.
I am honest.
Wow. Those are some good dudes looking out for a total stranger at the expense of their own friend. Bozo, what is wrong with you? I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, but no more, you lying midget.
Are you perhaps still texting her? Are you in contact with her?
No, not at all. Nothing.
I feel like the friends must know something. She asks him who dumped who, and he says that she dumped me because I was so immature. But that's all in the past, Vanja. She has a new boyfriend now. Vanja is shooting a look to the friends like, come on guys, don't stop. Is there anything else? I need some more information.
I think you're just wasting time while she's here.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
She's like, it seems like he just wants to take me all around Croatia, showing me the town, instead of actually getting to know me. He won't even stay with me on the couch.
Lock yourself in for next 24 hours. Don't exit the apartment, believe me. That's all she asks.
Look how he leans away from that idea. She's like, wow, you guys, I feel a stronger connection with this dude in 1 hour than I felt the entire time I've been with Bozo. He's like, you need to take a seat by the sea and just absorb the sunset. She's like, what are you talking about? Well, you're just being a little bit pushy. I'm only here for 3 weeks.
I am under a time pressure.
Sorry.
She needs to go. Instead of shouting at him and getting mad at him for not liking her, I'd be like, hey guys, I'm gonna head out now. By the way, I think giants are like super cool. Here's my phone number. And then I would be like strutting out in my stilettos.
I would have not come here if I thought I was going to be friend zone.
Yeah, you cannot do that to a person.
Bozo's like, oh my gosh, this was supposed to be a fun night of us just talking and laughing, but now my friends are taking her side. It's better if I just put all this to a stop.
I think maybe it's the best that you spend more time alone here.
I'm gonna cancel the plans for you to meet my mom because it's just gonna prolong all this arguing. His friends are looking at him like, are you kidding me right now? Vanja gets right up and leaves.
You know what? I'm done with this.
Moving on. We're with Veah and Fluffy, who are eager to tell us all about their intimate night. Guess what though? I don't care. So it was really annoying to me that it just seemed to go on and on and on. I mean, aren't you even a little bit embarrassed to be sharing all these details with us?
I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, babe.
Do you think right now you would be willing to meet Rory?
Why do I feel like she's using sex to manipulate him? And why does he need to meet Rory?
I just think because we did have such a good time, now would be the time. Like, I kind of reassured you that.
Wow, she actually said what I was thinking. I just had sex with you, so I think it's a good time for you to meet the other person that I really love. And he's gonna do it. You know why? Because he really enjoys being intimate with Veah. I mean, just look at the stupid face when he was telling us all about it.
Ex-boyfriend. I never done that. I'm feeling so nervous and I don't know, am I gonna able to control myself?
Just remember that we're only friends. Don't look at him like my ex-boyfriend. He tells her he needs to see with his own eyes how they behave around each other and how they treat one another when he is there.
Are you reacting like as my girlfriend or are you gonna give him more priority than me?
Oh, she will absolutely make him a priority, 100%. She asks him, do you feel like I put more trust in Rory? And he's like, yes, you do.
My biggest concern would probably be just his overall attitude.
Rory seems pretty passive and laid back. I think he'll do anything for Veah. He's very concerned for her safety, which is adding to the conflict. Sunny wants that manly macho role in her life as her protector, her confidant. I mean, that's what your partner should be doing, so I get it. He doesn't want to share that intimacy with Rory. Rory, I think, needs to verbally reassure him that he's passing the baton. Like, she's your responsibility now. You're in charge. Like, you can handle it. But I don't think he's gonna do that.
Feel like he's being disrespectful. I'll just react on that. He better not come in hot.
Both dudes are getting more and more anxious. Then they head inside. Veah is smiling. Sunny is miserable. Then they shake hands and give each other this horrible, awkward hug. And they start shooting pool.
How are you guys doing?
We're battling. We're having so much fight and love.
Sunny is very eager to clear the air. He's just staring at Rory, waiting for him to say anything about the elephant in the room. He finally says, I know me being here is really hard and it caused issues for you guys and I'm sorry.
What makes you to come here?
She asked me to.
That sounds like she don't have any faith on me. Like,
Rory says it's not that she doesn't have faith in you, she doesn't have faith in herself. Sunny's like, I'm sorry if this sounds rude, but in my country, having the ex-boyfriend around, like, this is totally inappropriate. Are you gonna be able to leave her alone if I want to continue a relationship with her?
If she tells me she's happy with you and doesn't need me in the country, then yeah, I can respect that.
Sunny immediately turns to Veah and says, okay, well, how do you feel right now?
I don't want Rory to go home.
I'm scared because we just had a fight and we're probably gonna have more fights. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you think Sunny's gonna assault you? Like, I don't get it. This was such a huge slap in his face. How is Rory being there going to help you with your fight with Sunny?
I don't want to fight with you. I just want you guys to get along.
So many people were upset with Sunny for taking her back, but I am more angry with Veah. You would think that she'd be more remorseful after what had just happened a couple nights ago, and that she would be more sensitive to Sunny's feelings. Sunny asks Rory, can you understand how I'm feeling? We got into a fight because of your presence, because it feels like I'm competing for her affections with you.
but you need to see that you're not supposed to be here
I'm
because
not the problem.
They start arguing back and forth. It's getting super heated. He tells Sunny that he's ignorant, and Veah's like, oh, hey, don't call him names.
right now you need to choose what you want.
I'm not sending Rory home.
And with that, he's like, okay, I'm done. He drops the pool stick and leaves, and Veah is chasing behind him just like before.
Go to your ex. I don't want to do this bull.
Sunny!
Moving on. We're with Ingrid in this pile of crap. He pulls up to her house, eager to take her away to Recife. He really wants to have a good time with her before he has to leave. But before they leave, he has another gift for her son, and of course he insists on getting a hug-in.
Dependente de tudo que aconteceu ontem com a minha mãe, eu tô empolgada com a nossa ida pra praia.
How will he ruin this date? He has to force her to do at least one thing before he leaves. He's way too persistent to give up. He's like, well, what happened yesterday? I didn't do anything wrong. Oh no, you didn't do anything wrong. Well, maybe with time they'll come around. No, they're not gonna come around. The only guy my dad ever liked was my baby's daddy.
Tem ele como se fosse filho, sabe?
Tá querendo você volta com ele?
She's like, well, they didn't approve of our breakup, but it doesn't matter. It's my decision. And Brian's like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and solidify this relationship. And I'm like, what do you mean by solidify, Brian? She's already your girlfriend. You guys are traveling all around together. You're sleeping in the same room. All he cares about is getting laid. And I am so sick of it.
A few days left and we gotta solidify this relationship before anything moves on.
But then something interesting happens. He drops off Ingrid and takes off to a different hotel where he usually stays.
I'll be staying at the same apartment that I stayed when I lived in Recife because it's more accessible for me.
His wife is in Recife. His wife. The wife that he still has. He makes it sound like she didn't want to sleep at the same apartment he was going to, but I don't believe that story. It doesn't make any sense. I think he told her, I'm going to stay over here because it's like handicap friendly or whatever. Now it's the next day. And what's on Brian's mind?
I'm looking forward to taking her around Recife, and I hope she considers staying with me tonight.
I don't think I can do this, you guys. This man is so upsetting to me. I don't even know how to express the anger and disgust that I am feeling right now.
Tipo dele encontrar soluções assim para os desafios e.
Oh, you think it's cool that he took his belt off so you can pull him around the city? You know, it'd probably be even easier if both of you got completely undressed. Then you would be like aerodynamic and you could really go fast. That would be so fun for Brian. He would love it.
E se tem essa chance também, eu moro perto, se passa tempo no meu apartamento.
I'm not saying anything's gonna happen, but maybe, right? And she goes, oh, yeah, maybe. He goes, I want to know that when I get back home, our relationship has progressed to the next level. And she goes, well, I mean, it's not like we're just talking. I will come out to visit you. I want to meet your family.
Tem possibilidade de eu levar meu filho. Essas coisas aí.
Só Deus.
Then he says to her that every day he is getting older. And soon the time might be coming when he's gonna need a hand. AKA a caregiver.
Eu tô disposta a algumas coisas sim, mas outras às vezes eu não dou conta.
Wait, I said all the right things? I even gave her kid another present and a hug? Are you kidding me right now?
Mãe de ninguém, babá de ninguém.
But who's gonna put in my catheter? Is everyone good and pissed off now? Good, because we're moving on to this idiot who is still refusing to answer the door. Excuse me. Production keeps calling, and he finally comes to the door with all sorts of white crap all over his face. What is that? It was never addressed. He's freaking out because he overslept.
I haven't even started packing. All my everywhere. I don't know where to start.
He's holding up a kimono and he says, should I bring this? And the production's like, dude, we don't have time for that. We need to get going now. And he's like, oh, when do we gotta go? We should be leaving now.
Oh, I kind of still have to poop, so.
He gets out the door and calls Magda. She's really upset because this is a huge day. She's so excited, and now she's hearing that he might miss the flight because he overslept. Also, I would rather my man have a big, fat, huge, furry eyebrow than tweezed into oblivion like this. Joe tells us he's starting to stress out because they're going to have to discuss marriage, kids, visas, paperwork, documents.
The real icing on the cake would be Magda telling me she doesn't want to have sex.
Oh my gosh. I want all these couples to break up. I hate this season. I hate this season. Then he tells production, who was driving, that he needs to go back because he forgot something. What was it? Nothing important, just his passport. We're told that for international flights, you're supposed to be there at least 3 hours early. Joe arrives with less than an hour to spare.
There's a huge line of security. My gate is far as and I don't know if I'm gonna make it in time.
He gets through security, starts sprinting towards departure that's about to start boarding any minute, and what do you know, he made it. Now let's get to know Magda. She's 23, obviously lives in Poland. She's very active, telling us that volleyball is her passion. She's played it for over a decade, and the other love of her life is her dog, Hades. She says he is her best friend and they go everywhere together. She tells us that her dog has bit one person before. It was her ex-boyfriend who was inside of her house cheating on her. So her dog bit him in his squeaker. She tells us that she was working in a prison. She can handle guns and knows how to kill a person if she has to. But she put all of that behind her when she met Joe.
I know I don't want to date anyone but him. I feel like he's gonna be my future husband.
Every Sunday, she goes to Mom's house to hang out and eat. Mom is scared of this situation. She knows her daughter is already so emotionally invested in him, but she gets the sense that he's just wanting to have a good time.
Już raz wyjechałaś. I zrobiłaś to też dla mężczyzny.
She tells us that Joe doesn't know this, but her last boyfriend lived in Germany, and within a few months of talking, she went to live with him in Germany.
He was cheating on me with his ex-girlfriend.
Uh-oh, and Joe hasn't told her that he's still really good friends with his ex-girlfriend. Wow, isn't it strange how all these storylines just seem to run parallel to one another? She tells her mom that she's struggling to sleep because Joe cheated on her, and that was after making it clear to him that they were exclusive and she was saving herself for him.
I nie daje mi to spokoju i nie mogę przestać o tak myśleć. Za bardzo mnie to zabolało.
Mom says, do you know if it was only one girl? And she says no. Due to being hurt so bad in the past and then finding out he has already cheated on her, she admits that she has major trust issues, and if she finds out that there is something else that he's hiding, she won't hesitate to leave. They meet up at the airport, they're making out, then she tells him, you got me so stressed.
Yeah, but it's cute stress.
Cute stress? It's not a cute stress.
He says, don't worry, I'm here now, don't be stressed. And he just keeps kissing and kissing her, and she's wondering if this is as serious for him as it is for her. Unfortunately, though, I think that her mom was right. He just saw a hot chick with a banging body, and that was good enough for him. Then we got 5 minutes of Rain and Chidi. There was no purpose at all other than to fill in time. She goes back to America. Whoop-de-doo. In the next episode, Loren pressures Faith to move the relationship along, much like Brian. There's nothing more important than hooking up.
Am I still friend Loren, or could I be boyfriend Laura?
Ingrid will find out that Brian has been married 3 times before. Actually 4, if you count this last one in Recife, which he does admit to.
I mean, she never really asked how many times I've been married, so I really haven't lied about it.
I will say it again. Every single one of these couples needs to break up except for Niles and Matilda. I'm holding on to hope for them. But the rest of them, my gosh, I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack. Sonny tells Veah he can't handle her relationship with Rory, so he is done. And Niles is told he must marry Matilda on the same day as the knocking.
I will never allow that. You have to do everything. No, nothing.
Things are spicing up. I'm excited to get into the tell-all for 90 Day the Other Way. So I'm going to wrap it up here. And lastly, I want to recommend another channel of somebody who covers 90 Day Fiance. I think Alican Simone. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I absolutely love her channel. I love her vibe. I love the way she tells a story. She is probably one of my most favorite creators to listen to in bed because her voice is very soothing and relaxing. So go and check her out. I love you guys. Thank you so much to my members and the coffee buyers for your continued support. Right now, the coffee purchases are going to go towards my latest addiction, which happens to be the broccoli cheddar soup from Panera. It is so good. I can't stop thinking about it. It is so delicious. So that's it. I love you guys, and I will see you very soon. Bye.